Hi. Any messages for me?
Yes, Dr. Quartermain. Here you are.
Thank you.
Alan, just the man I want to see. I'm glad I caught up with you.
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm in the middle of a board meeting.
Oh, anything interesting?
Well, of course not. But what I have to tell you is positively intriguing.
From the look on your face, one of our stock shot straight through the roof, right?
Oh, even better.
No such thing. I can't believe I'm telling you that.
Suppose I told you that I have finally gotten a line on Lorena Sharp's financial situation.
I would say I wonder why you're so thrilled about that.
Because the lady is going broke. What? Yes, isn't that wonderful? Accidentally, I overheard a phone conversation that she was having with her accountant.
Accidentally?
We'll call it an act of God, whatever, but isn't that the best news that you've had in weeks?
Are you out of your mind? What did she say?
Well, she was screaming to this accountant to save the Phoenix Spa. Apparently, it's going to belly up. Now, if that falls, how long before the others follow?
That's terrible.
Well, domino theory, law of the financial jungle.
No. I mean about Avalon.
What's so terrible about it?
We have money invested, or have you forgotten?
I never forget where my money is.
Then why are you so happy when we're on the verge of losing it?
That's a small price to pay.
What? To pay for what?
Satisfaction. Oh, no. Make that retribution.
One of us has lost his mind.
Yeah, well, perhaps, but I'm not worried about it.
That worries me more than losing the money.
Alan, don't you see?
What I see, sir, is that we are involved in a situation with our money invested in an operation that's very precarious.
It's not that much money.
It's enough money that I don't want to lose it. I don't know about you.
Look, the loss becomes a tax write-off.
And, of course, you don't want Lorena to know anything at all about this.
Not
right?
a word. But, of course, I have my own plan.
What are you cooking up now?
Well, never you mind. I don't want to talk about it now, but just suffice it to say the plan is brilliant.
I'm going to have to take your word for it, aren't I?
Well, look, I don't have time to stand here, talk to you, and chat about this now.
Wait a minute. We're talking about our financial solvency. That is not chatting.
You worry too much. I've got to get back to that board meeting. I just took a necessary break. Now, look, if you really want to worry about something, figure a way to get me out of that damn meeting early. It threatens to go on all week.
Wait. What are we going to tell Monica?
Nothing.
She's going to find out.
Well, all in good time, my boy, all in good time.
Listen, she's going to find out. Aside from the fact that Lorena is her cousin, or she thinks she is now her newest confidant.
Don't worry, I'll take care of those two. But by all means, not a word about our little discovery.
I sure hope you know what you're doing.
Well, for the first time since I got involved in this horrible mess, I really think I do.
You'd better. Okay, we'll play it your way.
And enjoy the game immeasurably, now that we finally have the advantage, huh?
Oh, there goes.
You have to talk business, you... Oh, it's you.
Yes, it's me. Having quite a busy afternoon, aren't you, Edward?
I could say the same thing about you.
Jimmy Lee and I are going over the final blueprints.
Yeah, she just gave me a few additions.
Was that right? Cutting a few corners, finally.
Now, why would I want to do that?
To save money, of course.
What's money, Edward? So you save a nickel here and a dime there. In the end, it's the final product that counts. Luxury is expensive. And without luxury, there's nothing special about the spa.
You really think that imported artwork and tiles is going to make the difference, huh?
Yes, actually, I do.
Look, you two, I don't see what you're arguing about. Most of the stuff is already paid for.
I know that, Jimmy Lee. It's too late to do anything at all.
You really are something, Edward.
You're just finding that out, huh?
As a matter of fact, yes, I am. A phone call I just returned from Mrs. Barrington.
Hmm?
Oh, she had the most interesting tale to tell.
Yeah, what a coincidence. I just left her at the hospital. We're both on the board, you know.
Well, we didn't discuss the nature of your relationship.
Merely acquaintances. Hardly that.
You honestly think that you could say all those things and it wouldn't find its way back to me, huh?
Whatever do you mean?
Shelve the innocent act, Edward. You badmouthed me to Mrs. Barrington. Now, sure, she said you were careful, but your intent showed right through.
My intent? Well, this is preposterous.
Oh, no, it isn't. You attempted the same thing with Tiffany. You want them to distrust me. And all I want to know is why.
Look, you can save your arguments for the rest of the world, Lorena. I can see the handwriting on the wall.
You slandered my name, Edward. You're playing with my career.
I am merely passing along valuable information that other people should be aware of.
Valuable information.
Yeah, that your spas are walking a tightrope on the way to bankruptcy.
I would have told Mrs. Barrington the situation with my other spas in my own good time.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Well, then I underestimated you, Lorena. You're an even worse businesswoman than I thought you were.
And what does that make you, Edward? Discouraging a fellow investor in a venture you used to be very high on.
You got a point.
I respect Mrs. Barrington. It's my duty to tell her the truth.
And what about Miss Hill?
Yeah? Well, Tiffany, what about her?
That little episode this morning when you dragged her into the living room?
Yeah?
Well, you were obviously attempting to discourage her from investing in the spa.
How can she invest in it? Good Lord, you've already sold 100% of the stock.
In the Port Charles outlet, Edward. I have several other spas planned in the near future.
You've got to be joking. You talk about expansion when the rest of the empire is falling apart? You sound like the Romans. They tried the same thing, and look where they ended up.
With a bunch of ruins.
Yeah, but great while it lasted, though.
You're a
Please knock
sham,
it-
Lorena
Look,
Sharp.
I hate to interrupt your little tirade, Edward, but I'm a very busy woman. See you later, Jimmy Lee.
Woman's a phony, I tell you. An out phony.
Would you take it easy?
Couldn't even stay here and face the fact that I'm on to her, and believe me, I am. That woman is just a cheap little promoter, and believe me, I'm going to prove it.
Edward? You all right? Edward? Edward? What? Somebody help! Help somebody! Get an ambulance, man. What else? Move! Come on! Come on, stop breathing. Come on! Come on! What's taking him? What's taking him, man?
The dispatcher said he'd send an ambulance right away.
Shouldn't be lying out here.
Is he gonna make it?
I don't know. I think he started breathing. I think he's had a heart attack.
You know the guy?
It's my father, man. Come on. Just breathe. Come on, man. Don't you give up on me, you hear me? You're gonna be fine, you hear me? Here they are. Here they are. The ambulance is here. Just hold on just a little bit longer, okay? Just a little bit longer. Don't quit on me, you hear me? Don't quit on me. You hear me? I'll be just fine. Don't you die on me.